Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Great Puckettini, and I've got big news for you tonight. The Arkansas Razorbacks got big news too when they found out here that Damian Ruiz is going to be transferring to the Arkansas Razorbacks. Now, Ruiz is an outfielder, and he's transferring to Arkansas from Southeastern Louisiana University. So let's check him out and see what we're getting here. First of all, we look at his physical profile, and we see first that he is an outfielder, and he is a top of the order batter here, usually in the one hole. Usually was a leadoff hitter, and that's what he did a lot here last year for Southeastern Louisiana University. Now he bats right-handed, he throws right-handed, and he's a graduate transfer, so he is a senior and will only play with us, I guess, for 1 year. And he's coming from, like I said, Southeastern Louisiana University. Now, his career highlights and awards. He was the 2025 Southland Conference Hitter of the Year. He was a first-team All-Southland Conference this last season, and he led the Southland Conference in average and on-base percentage, which are two great categories to lead in. I mean, he's getting on base, and that is Dave Van Horn's big philosophy. Get on base, that first batter, get on base, everybody get him around and score. And he's old school, whether you got to bunt him, whatever. First man get on, however, walk, get hit, get hit by pitch, hit the ball, whatever. Get on base, everybody else knock him around and score him. And he was a key contributor in their conference tournament that they had. And that just shows, he's played in big games. He's not going to be afraid or have big eyes if he gets in a big competition like the SEC. Hopefully he's seen a little bit of that and he'll be ready to go. Now his statistical snapshot here, his slash line was he batted 388. That was his average, and you compare that, if you look down below, the league batting average in the Southland Conference this past season was 281. That was the league average, and he had batted 388. So you see he's way over that. His on-base percentage was 511. You see the league average was 373. So way over that again. That won't 511. I mean, that's telling you 50% of the time he's getting on base, and that's huge, especially for your leadoff hitter. If you can get that leadoff hitter on base, man, you're going to score more runs, and that's really big. I mean, that's huge right there. And then his slugging percentage, that's where that measures your contact and your power. Was 607 slugging percentage, and the average was 415. So you see he was an elite batter there in the Southland Conference. And he's going to step up the competition in the SEC, but it looks clearly like he'll be okay. And, Van Horn knows what he's doing. He knows good players. He knows who can compete in the SEC. So I take his word for it. And this guy is definitely an elite hitter, and he needs to move up. He needs to, I heard Cooper Flagg say, his mom always told him that if you're the best one in the gym, you need to go to a different gym. And that's kind of the way this guy here, Ruiz, he's the best guy in the gym. He needs to go to a different gym. So he needs to move up, and that's what he's doing. I think Arkansas's got a good one here. Now, in 54 games, he had 218 at-bats. He had 85 hits and 65 runs scored. He had 12 stolen bases, which is really good too, So if he can get on base 50% of the time, steal a base, and a single scores a run. So that's huge. And then he had 47 RBIs. That's runs batted in. So you see he's a very good offensive player. Now the scouting report on him that I read, kind of looked around the internet looking up stuff on him, because I didn't get to watch him much. It's hard to find video. I do have some video of him, though, we're going to show you. I'm going to show you here in a little bit. Is that he's a high contact skill. He has high contact skill with gap to gap power. Now that means high contact means he's not striking out. He's got a 511 on base percentage, so he's not striking out much. And gap to gap power means in the right field gap, left field gap. That's where you get your doubles and triples and stuff. Hitting it between the left fielder and center fielder, right fielder and center fielder there. Those are the gaps. He does a good job of hitting in the gaps and then using his speed. He's has exceptional plate discipline and pitch recognition, and he has to have that, guys. if he's got a 511 on base percentage. And you'll see in the film, in the few clips I have of him, he's hitting it to right field, and he's right-handed batter. So he's not trying to pull. You know, a lot of times if you're forcing it to pull, if you're just a dead pull hitter, you're going to pop a lot of them up, and that's bad for your leadoff hitter. You don't want to be popping the ball up. You want to be hitting line drives, balls on the ground, running stuff out using your speed. And so he's got exceptional plate discipline. You'll see that. So he has above average speed and base running instincts. You know, hence he's had 12 stolen bases. He's a versatile outfielder with solid defensive range. His fielding percentage was .978, which is very good. I mean, that's one of the tops in the Southland Conference. And I think he played right field, but I think I read too that they may expect Justin Thomas in center field to leave. He may sign pro, and they think this guy could maybe step in there at center, or they're going to need guys. You know, Arkansas always loses players to the draft, and you may be thinking, man, we signed several outfielders, you know, here in the portal. But we're going to lose players in the draft every year because we recruit the best players in the country, and he's not going to the draft. I think, you know, he's going to play this year, and then he's going to go after that, I think. But now if he gets drafted, he could go too, you know, whatever. But he's pretty good defensively as well. I think he played right field, but it seemed like I read that they may expect Justin Thomas to go, and he might could fill in there. I think I saw that. And intangibles and leadership's always very important. You know, Arkansas can get good players, but do they fit in? He's a veteran presence and clubhouse leader. You know, he's a senior. He's a graduate senior. He mentored underclassmen at Southeastern Louisiana University, I read. So that's really important. He cares about the team. He's known for his relentless work ethic. That's really good. You know, Coach Van Horn's old school now. You got to work. He don't give you anything for free. He brings a championship mentality. You know, they won the Southland Conference regular season title in 2025. So he knows what it takes to win a championship. You got to play every game. You know, you can't take conference games off. You got to home, away, doubleheader, whatever. You got to play, and you got to bring it every night, and to win a conference title, regular season title for sure. So he understands that. So it's really big there too. Now, why does he matter for Arkansas? Okay, now what he does is he makes our top of the order production. He enhances that, makes it better. And on base percentage, that's huge. I mean, just that alone is worth playing somebody. If nothing else, DH him. You know, I mean, with a 511 on base percentage, you got to get the guy on the field if he can keep that. I mean, that just makes our lineup so much better if you can get that first guy on base. And he's usually in the one hole, like I said earlier. He's a proven performer with conference-winning pedigree. So, you know, you look at how well he did last year, and that was not on a bad team. That was on a conference championship team. So he's a proven performer on a good team, on a conference championship team. So that means something too. He brings experience in pressure situations, so that's very important. He's going to be in a lot of pressure situations in the SEC. He's an immediate impact player. He's immediate. You don't have to train this guy a whole lot. You don't have to thinking of what's the best word when you have to train them. You not train them, but can't think of the word I'm looking for. But he's immediate impact right now. He's ready to play. You're not going to have to bring him along. He's a senior transfer, and he's ready to go, and he will be an immediate impact player in an SEC lineup, in the Arkansas Razorback lineup. All right, now here's some highlights. So I'm going to get out of this a little bit, and I've actually already got the first one pulled up here. So let's check it out. Here he is. He's batting, and it says he drives in 3 runs in a Lamar win. Lamar is who they're playing. He plays for Southeastern Louisiana here. Or no, this is when he was at Livingston, excuse me. And he played Livingston younger. He played there maybe when he was a freshman or something. But anyway, let's look at it. You see, he's right up the middle there. Okay. I believe that was That was 2 clips right there. Let's look at that again. Who was this first guy? That's number 3. Let's go back first. Is that number 7? I believe that was him there. I believe he was the first guy. Or that might have been him on both of them. It's hard to tell. Was that him on both of them? I do not know. All right, let's go to the next one here. Oh, there you go here. Let's go to this one. It's hard to tell when you don't know these guys don't know their numbers and all this. Let's see. Check this out here. That's him on base right there. Now he's going to hit a triple right here, and he's hitting it to right field. It shows his plate discipline here. You know, guy makes a bad, just misjudges it, and he gets all the way to third base there. He's number 3, so he must have been number 3 in that other clip. And you can tell he has a good time playing. He loves the game. But if I go back to that replay, you see how he don't try to drive this thing. It's outside. Actually, it's right kind of down the middle. So he's a little bit late on it maybe, but he got it in there, hit it to the right side field. So he uses the whole field. That's kind of in that gap there. And then he's got good speed, like we said. I think he's 6'1", 190, somewhere in there. So, good athlete there. Let's go to the third one. Keep forgetting that. And bear with me, my computer gets to dragging, lagging when I try to show different tabs. All right, here he is right here on base. It says he drives in 3 runs. There he is right here. Hitting to right field there. That was him there for sure. And if you look there, that's a pretty good. I believe that's actually when he played for Houston Christian right there. Here he is. Now look, it's 6-5. They're down. He's at Houston Christian right here. And then he went from there to Livingston, and then he went to Southeastern Louisiana, I believe. But look, it's 3-1 count. He's got runners first and second. There's 2 out. And so this is a big spot right here. He's got to get a hit. And he gets it. Let's see if it shows how many scored. At least 1. Anyway, they're showing that that's Lamar, but let's see. I might be wrong on where he played. I thought I looked that up. I thought I saw he played for Houston Christian. I could be wrong on that. Right there it says Lamar, and that's him. I might have looked that up wrong. But anyway, let's go to the next one here. Oops. It's not what I want. Right here we go. Alright. Right here. That's him batting. I guess he did play for Lamar. And you see another hard shot right there. Was that him for sure? Let me go back and look. They said that was him. That's him, number 3. He was 3 earlier. So that's him batting. And boom! You see there, boy, he rips that one. And he's hitting it on the ground, like I say. He's not popping that thing up. And he's got enough speed where if you don't field it good, you're not going to throw him out. Which that really took a bad hop on the guy there. It really rebounded off pretty good ways. But anyway, I had to close out all my tabs, and I can't check that right now. I'd have to open stuff up. My computer start lagging, so I can't really do that. But anyway, maybe he did play at Lamar. And I know I thought I read he played at Houston Baptist too. Maybe I got confused there. But anyway, we want to say welcome to the Hogs, Damian Ruiz. He's a heck of a player, like you see there. If I go back, we can look at his picture here and just see, you know, he's a very good. There he is, number 3 there. So that was him batting. You see, he's a heck of an offensive player for sure. You look at his offensive stats. We looked at, you know, how he compared to everybody else in that conference, and he's clearly, you know, an elite hitter there in that Southland. So it's time for him to move up. And that's what he's doing, coming to the Arkansas Razorbacks. And I look for him to have a big time offensive year. And, you know, a great guy at the top of our lineup, but you could also move him anywhere like 9-hole. You know, I coached softball for a long time, fast pitch softball, and for over 10 years. And, you know, a lot of times your 9-hole is like your second leadoff, you know. When you break it down, sometimes your 9-hole will lead off an inning more than your 1-hole wheel, you know. So, but anyway, if nothing else, it could be a DH. I mean, he's got a very impressive slash line there. And let's see, where did my thing go? There it is. And I have to go back over here to finish my video up here. But anyway, that's all I got, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you spending time with me and checking it out here. I think, you know, Coach Van Horn got another good one. And you may think, hey, we're starting to get a bunch of outfielders. You know, we've got 3 or 4 right now. And there's only room for 3. But like I say, the Major League Baseball draft always hits us. And so we can't ever have enough for sure. And injuries hurt us some this year. So, hey, this is a heck of a player. You couldn't pass him up with that slash line he has. I mean, he is elite and a good pickup here for Coach Van Horn. That's all I got, guys. Like I say, thanks so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. Please subscribe. Making a lot of videos. Please hit that thumbs up. Hey, leave me a comment or a question. I've had some people leave comments. I love that. I love talking ball with you. I don't get mad if you disagree with me. Hey, you know, there's several different ways to look at things, and I love all comments. I love talking. I was a head football coach for 4 years at the varsity level. I was head varsity softball for over 10. I was a head junior high coach for over 10 years. So I coached a lot of different things, and so anyway, I love talking ball. And that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. And as always, go Hogs.